Welcome back to ABC General Hospital Spoilers channel. Today, we will learn about the gripping drama unfolding in Port Charles with an election hanging in the balance, a young man's freedom on the line, and an ex-husband's relentless pursuit shaking up alliances. This week promises heart-pounding twists that could redefine power structures and personal loyalties in the iconic town, drawing viewers deeper into the web of intrigue. As the dust settles from recent upheavals, residents face choices that ripple through families and the community, blending political ambition with raw emotional stakes. The election buzz in Port Charles has reached fever pitch, transforming what should have been a routine civic event into a saga of sacrifice and surprise. Laura Spencer, ever the pillar of resilience, faced an agonizing dilemma when family pulled her away from her pivotal final debate against challenger Ezra Lang. Choosing blood over ballots, she rushed to support her grandson Rocco during his urgent arraignment, leaving her campaign trail in disarray and sparking whispers of vulnerability among supporters. Yet, the resilient voters of Port Charles pressed on undeterred, casting their lots amid the chaos of personal crises and shadowy dealings. Come Wednesday, the town hall will erupt with the official tally, unveiling not just the new mayor, but the outcome of Measure C, a controversial ballot initiative that could reshape local zoning laws and ignite fierce debates over development rights. At the heart of this measure lies the future of Sonny Corinthos' prized waterfront piers, a commercial empire that's both a lifeline for jobs and a lightning rod for corruption allegations. Analysts speculate that a win for Measure C might dismantle Sonny's operations, forcing him into uncharted alliances or desperate countermeasures, while its defeat could embolden his rivals to strike harder. Whatever the verdict, Thursday brings a bombshell for Laura. A clandestine tip from an anonymous source reveals hidden election tampering, potentially involving Ezra's inner circle and forcing her to question the integrity of the entire process. This discovery might propel her into a covert investigation, allying with unlikely figures like her estranged family members to expose the fraud before it's too late. Meanwhile, Sonny's demeanor remains unflappably calm during a tense introduction orchestrated by his son Michael, who brings forward the enigmatic Jacinda Wallace, a sharp-witted attorney with ties to international finance. Sonny's lack of concern hints at deeper strategies. Perhaps he's already maneuvered behind the scenes to safeguard his assets. Or Jacinda's arrival signals a bold pivot toward legitimate business ventures that could whitewash his reputation. As these threads intertwine, the election emerges not as mere politics, but as a battleground where personal vendettas fuel public policy, leaving Port Charles on the brink of transformation. Rocco's incarceration has ignited a fierce rally among his inner circle, turning grief into a unified front against injustice and exposing fractures in the town's law enforcement. Locked behind bars on charges that reek of fabrication, Rocco draws strength from a family unwilling to accept the narrative spun by the dubious witness Dalton Hayes, whose testimony is riddled with inconsistencies like mismatched timelines and evasive alibis. Spoilers for November 17th spotlight Dante Falconeri, freshly appointed as acting police commissioner amid the leadership vacuum, grappling with mounting pressure that shatters his composed facade. In a heated confrontation at the station, Dante unleashes his fury on a stonewalling colleague, his shouts echoing through the halls as he demands a full review of Dalton's background rumors swirl of the witness's connections to organized crime, adding layers of suspicion. Seeking solace, Lulu Spencer turns to her steadfast friend Carly Corinthos at the Metro Court, pouring out her fears in a tearful exchange that delves into the emotional toll of watching their son navigate the unforgiving justice system. Carly, drawing from her own history of legal battles, offers pragmatic advice laced with empathy, suggesting they hire private investigators to unearth Dalton's motives, perhaps tied to a long-buried grudge against the Spencer clan. By Tuesday, roles reverse as Dante opens up to Lulu during a quiet moment at the park, their conversation laced with nostalgia and regret over paths not taken. This shared vulnerability amid Rocco's peril could reignite the spark of Lonti that legendary romance fans have rooted for, as they plot ways to appeal the charges and secure bail. However, Wednesday introduces a wild card in Nathan West, who approaches Lulu with a sympathetic ear during her shift at the newspaper office. His gentle probing into her worries, raising eyebrows about his intentions. Could this be a genuine olive branch, or a subtle maneuver to insert himself back into her life? The dynamics here promise a powder keg of rekindled passions and jealous tensions, with Rocco's plight serving as the catalyst that either mends old wounds or deepens new rivalries. As loved ones band together, organizing fundraisers and petition drives that draw crowds to the courthouse steps, the fight for Rocco underscores themes of redemption and resilience, reminding viewers that in Port Charles, family bonds can topple even the sturdiest facades of authority. Detective Harrison Chase's dogged pursuit of truth continues to define his arc, his innate sense of justice clashing with personal risks that threaten his career and relationships. Too principled for the gray areas that often cloak investigations in Port Charles, Chase fixates on clearing Willow Tate's name from a web of embezzlement accusations, a mission that inevitably circles back to implicating Michael Corinthos in the financial discrepancies at ELQ Enterprises. Willow, caught in the crossfire of corporate espionage, confides in Chase about forged documents that point to Michael's oversight, fueling his resolve despite the ethical tightrope he's walking. Brooklyn Quartermain voices vehement protests during a late-night strategy session at her apartment, warning Chase that targeting a Corinthos could invite retaliation from Sonny's network, potentially endangering not just his badge, but his safety in a town rife with vendettas. Undeterred, Chase presses forward on Thursday, sifting through encrypted emails and surveillance footage that reveal Michael's clandestine meetings with shady investors, each clue building a case that could shatter the Quartermain legacy. By week's end, Chase delivers pivotal updates to Alexis Davis in her law office, armed with affidavits that link the fraud to broader money laundering schemes, a revelation that might force Michael into a corner where confession or flight becomes inevitable. Yet, the plot thickens early in the week when Alexis huddles with Felicia Scorpio over coffee at Kelly's Diner, dissecting their parallel probe into Portia Robinson's professional conduct at General Hospital. Whispers of Portia's involvement in mishandled patient records surface, tying into the larger corruption narrative and suggesting a hospital cover-up that implicates city officials. This intel positions Alexis to flip the script, approaching Chase with counter-evidence that reframes Willow's role and implicates Portia instead, creating a domino effect of alliances shifting like sand. Chase's journey highlights the peril of unwavering integrity in a morally ambiguous world, where each discovery peels back layers of deceit, challenging him to balance loyalty to Willow with the broader quest for accountability. Next, we will learn about the intriguing wardrobe transformation that's capturing everyone's attention in Port Charles. Fans of the iconic soap opera have been buzzing with discussions over the noticeable shift in Lulu Spencer's fashion choices, a detail that's sparking debates across social media platforms and fan forums. Once celebrated as a trendsetter who turned heads with her bold and glamorous ensembles, Lulu's recent outfits have taken a surprisingly subdued turn, prompting viewers to wonder if this is a deliberate character evolution or simply a wardrobe mishap on the set. This change has ignited a wave of reactions, from supportive nods to outright critiques, as loyal watchers dissect every collar, hemline, and fabric choice that graces the screen. In this in-depth exploration, we'll delve into the specifics of her evolving style, fan sentiments, and what this might mean for Lulu's storyline ahead in the bustling world of General Hospital. Lulu's journey from fashion-forward icon to conservatively clad enigma has been anything but subtle, especially when contrasting her past with her present. Not long ago, during her more vibrant phases on the show, Lulu embodied the essence of Port Charles glamour, often stepping out in sleek cocktail dresses that hugged her figure and vibrant scarves that added a pop of color to any scene. Picture her navigating the high-stakes world of journalism at The Invader, where her attire mirrored the confident, Edgy reporter, she portrayed think form-fitting blazers paired with high-heeled boots that screamed authority and allure. These choices not only suited her character's professional demands, but also highlighted her personal flair, drawing inspiration from real-life fashion icons who blend sophistication with a touch of rebellion. However, in recent episodes, this dynamic has flipped. Lulu now favors high-neck blouses, knee-length skirts in muted tones like navy and beige, and cardigans that layer modestly over everything. It's as if her closet has been raided by a librarian's wardrobe, complete with pearl earrings and sensible flats that prioritize comfort over charisma. This pivot has fans theorizing about deeper narrative cues, perhaps reflecting her ongoing personal struggles, such as the emotional weight of family secrets or her complicated relationships that demand a more armored, less exposed persona. One could argue this stylistic restraint symbolizes Lulu's internal quest for stability amid the chaos of Port Charles life, where every alliance feels fragile and betrayals lurk around every corner. As the storyline unfolds, keep an eye on how these outfits might evolve, potentially signaling a resurgence of her bolder side as new plot twists emerge involving her closest allies. The fanbase's response to Lulu's makeover has been a mixed bag of enthusiasm and exasperation, flooding comment sections with passionate takes that reveal just how invested viewers are in her character's authenticity. On platforms like Twitter and Reddit, supporters applaud the fresh direction, seeing it as a mature progression that aligns with Lulu's growth from a fiery young adult to a woman grappling with life's heavier burdens. They point out how these conservative looks add layers to her vulnerability, making her more relatable in scenes where she confronts issues like co-parenting dilemmas or workplace rivalries. Yet, detractors are vocal, lamenting the loss of the sultry spark that once defined her, with one viewer quipping, "Lulu's style used to light up the screen like a spotlight on Broadway, but now it's dimmed to a bedside lamp cozy." Sure, but where's the drama? This sentiment echoes a broader nostalgia for earlier portrayals, where actresses like Julie Marie Berman brought a playful sensuality to the role through outfits that mixed casual chic with unexpected elegance, such as off-shoulder tops or patterned dresses that evoked a youthful energy. Comparisons to other characters abound. Fans suggest Lulu could borrow from Maxi's eclectic vibe, incorporating subtle accessories like statement necklaces to inject personality without overhauling the conservative base. Interestingly, this wardrobe debate ties into larger soap opera trends, where visual cues often foreshadow character arcs. Think how Carly's power suits underscore her business empire battles. As social media threads grow, it's clear that Lulu's fashion fox pause or triumph, depending on the perspective, is fueling fan engagement, with hashtags like LulusLook and Portcharlessly trending weekly, encouraging creators to speculate on upcoming episodes where her attire might play a pivotal role in a high-tension confrontation. Diving deeper into the critiques, many point to specific elements like the infamous Peter Pan collars that have become a staple in Lulu's recent ensembles, transforming what could be whimsical into something rigidly prim. One fashion-savvy fan dissected an episode where Lulu appeared in a crisp white blouse with a starched collar that framed her face like an old-fashioned portrait, noting, "It's got potential for cuteness, but the fabric's to boxy feels more like a boardroom reject than a magazine editor's go-to." This observation highlights a perceived disconnect from Lulu's backstory as a former fashion insider, where her time at Crimson should have honed a sharper eye for trends, perhaps favoring flowy silhouettes or bold prints that nod to her creative roots. Instead, the show's costumers seem to lean into a narrative of restraint, possibly mirroring her character's emotional guardedness after recent heartbreaks, like navigating the fallout from romantic entanglements or family feuds that leave her seeking solace in simplicity. Adding a layer of analysis, this choice could be a subtle homage to classic soap aesthetics from the 80s and 90s, when conservative dressing often signified internal conflict, allowing actresses to convey turmoil through posture and fabric rather than overt drama. Fans have even mocked up alternative wardrobes online, suggesting pairings like a tailored vest over a turtleneck for a modern twist, or introducing color-blocked accessories to bridge her old and new selves. Such creativity from the audience underscores the wardrobe's impact, turning a simple styling decision into a canvas for speculation about Lulu's future. Will she reclaim her stylish throne amid a plot involving media scandals? Or does this nun-like phase herald a deeper transformation in her alliances and ambitions? Ultimately, while the wardrobe whispers of change in Lulu's world, General Hospital enthusiasts know that nothing stays static in Port Charles, where fashion often foreshadows fate. As the episodes roll on, viewers are left eagerly anticipating whether this conservative streak will soften with a splash of her signature flair or evolve into something entirely unexpected, perhaps tied to emerging storylines with characters like Dante or her ever-complicated Spencer lineage. Next, we will learn about the exciting milestone celebrated by rising star Bredin Bruner as she reflects on a transformative year in the world of Port Charles. In the bustling world of daytime television, few moments capture the magic of storytelling quite like an actor's journey into a beloved role. And Bredin Bruner's recent Instagram tribute stands out as a heartfelt ode to her debut on General Hospital, marking exactly 1 year since she first stepped onto the set to film her inaugural scenes as Emma Scorpio Drake. Bruner shared a vibrant collage of images that paint a vivid picture of her integration into the show's iconic universe. These snapshots aren't just casual throwbacks, they showcase intimate glimpses of camaraderie, from laughter-filled breaks with veteran actress Lynn Herring, whose portrayal of Lucy Coe has long been a fan favorite, to spirited chats with Chris McKenna during intense rehearsal sessions. Bruner also highlighted her bonds with Kelly Thiebaud, whose past role as Britt Westburn left an indelible mark, and Tanisha Harper, bringing fresh energy to the ensemble. Adding depth to the collection are photos with Jane Elliott, the legendary Tracy Quartermaine, whose sharp wit mirrors the characters, and Cameron Matheson, whose dashing Drew Kane often shares pivotal screen time. Finola Hughes, embodying the resilient Anna Devane, appears in a shot capturing their off-screen rapport, while Christina Wagner's Felicia Scorpio moments evoke the familial ties that Emma's storyline explores. Rounding out the group are images with Giovanni Mazza, whose chemistry with Bruner as Joe has fans buzzing, and even nods to other crew members who make the production hum. This visual diary not only chronicles Bruner's evolution, but also underscores the collaborative spirit that fuels General Hospital's enduring appeal, where new faces like hers breathe life into long-standing narratives of love, betrayal, and redemption in Port Charles. Delving deeper into her emotional caption, Bruner poured out a raw and inspiring reflection that resonates with aspiring performers everywhere, revealing how this opportunity has reshaped her professional path and personal growth. 1 year ago today, I walked through those studio doors and slipped into the shoes of Emma Scorpio Drake, a character whose spirit of adventure and vulnerability mirrors parts of my own journey. She began, her words laced with gratitude and excitement. She elaborated on a lifelong passion for acting that started in her childhood theater days in a small town, where she would improvise tales of spies and secrets fates eerily similar to Emma's espionage-tinged heritage. Now, every day on set feels like a dream realized, surrounded by a cast and crew who welcomed her with open arms, turning strangers into confidants who share late-night script reads and motivational pep talks. Bruner didn't shy away from the challenges, admitting the initial nerves of embodying a legacy role tied to icons like Robin Scorpio, yet emphasizing how the supportive environment helped her infuse Emma with a modern edge. Think a blend of fierce independence and heartfelt vulnerability. She extended a warm thank you to viewers for their unwavering support, crediting their passion for keeping the crazy, amazing, and legendary show alive through decades of twists. Looking ahead, Bruner teased upcoming arcs that promise to deepen Emma's connections, hinting at romantic entanglements and family revelations that could redefine her place in the Scorpio Drake dynasty, leaving fans eager for the surprises in store. As with many behind-the-scenes celebrations in soap operas, Bruner's post sparked a wave of curiosity among devoted watchers, particularly those attuned to the production timeline that keeps Port Charles drama one step ahead. Several fans noted in the comments that Emma didn't grace screens until mid-December, leading to puzzled reactions like, "Wait, wasn't it later?" A common mix-up given the show's forward filming schedule, where episodes are often shot weeks or even months in advance to maintain the rapid-fire pacing fans crave. This milestone, however, honors the very first tape day, a private victory amid the whirlwind of auditions and fittings, where Bruner first uttered lines that would echo through living rooms nationwide. It's a reminder of the unseen labor that goes into crafting General Hospital's intricate web of stories. From costume tests evoking Emma's stylish spy aesthetic to blocking scenes in the fictional Metro Court, Bruner's choice to commemorate this internal benchmark highlights her appreciation for the craft, inviting fans into the process and bridging the gap between set magic and home viewing, all while building anticipation for how Emma's off-screen evolution will influence her on-screen destiny. The outpouring of affection in the comments section transformed Bruner's post into a virtual family reunion, with co-stars flooding in messages that revealed a genuine warmth permeating the General Hospital set. Finola Hughes, whose Anna Devane shares a storied mother-daughter dynamic with Emma, led the charge with an effusive "Love you, Bredon, you're a class act, and I'm over the moon you audish and that fateful day. Can't fathom, it's been a full year, here's to many more XXXXX." Her words carrying the weight of mentorship and shared screen history. Giovanni Mazza, Bruner's on-screen love interest Joe, kept it light and sincere. "You are hands down the coolest person I've ever met." A nod to their off-duty adventures like grabbing coffee between takes or jamming to music that inspires their characters' budding romance. Christina Wagner, channeling Felicia's playful energy, added, "It's no small feat being the new girl in this whirlwind town. Your stamina is incredible, and so are you. Big hugs incoming." A sentiment that captures the endurance required for long shooting days filled with emotional monologues and action sequences. Chris McKenna chimed in with starstruck praise, "You're a star, lady," evoking memories of their collaborative scenes that blend humor and heart. Eden McCoy, the vibrant Sass Jackson, gushed, "Love you, mama," infusing the thread with youthful exuberance. Tanisha Harper rallied, "You are absolutely killing it as Emma. We're thrilled you're part of our world," while Kelly Thiebaud wrapped it up with a simple, yet profound "We love you, Bredon." These interactions aren't mere pleasantries, they illustrate a tight-knit community where veterans guide newcomers through the nuances of soap storytelling. From mastering quick emotional shifts to navigating fan expectations, ultimately strengthening the show's fabric. Over the past year, Bruner has masterfully carved out her niche as Emma Scorpio Drake, evolving the character from a returning prodigal daughter into a compelling force driving key plot lines with authenticity and flair. Initially introduced amid the chaos of family secrets and international intrigue, Emma's arc has allowed Bruner to explore layers of resilience, drawing from her own experiences in regional theater to deliver nuanced performances that capture the character's blend of medical expertise and adventurous spirit. As her romance with Joe intensifies, we've seen steamy glances across crowded sets and whispered confessions under Port Charles' starry skies, adding a layer of youthful passion that contrasts the show's more mature entanglements. Bruner's portrayal shines in quieter moments too, like tender reunions with her parents or tense confrontations with rivals, where she infuses Emma with a subtle strength that honors the Scorpio legacy while forging new paths, perhaps hinting at future storylines involving covert operations or unexpected alliances. This growth hasn't gone unnoticed. Rating spikes during her episodes underscore how her fresh take revitalizes familiar tropes, blending classic soap drama with contemporary relevance. As General Hospital continues to weave its tapestry of fate and fortune, Bruner's Emma stands poised for even bolder chapters, promising viewers a mix of heartbreak, triumph, and undeniable chemistry that keeps the heartbeat of Port Charles pulsing stronger than ever.